Do you ever wake up thinking, today's the day I'm going to be an even more impatient, stressed, and annoyed person? Ugh, slow walkers, my kid, my boss. I'm going to be a real jerk today. Oh, of course not. Nobody tries to be negative. It just happens. And that is exactly the problem. Negativity is automatic, especially in our modern day and age. It requires zero effort, just like it requires zero effort to be out of shape or not get along with people. Positivity, however, takes practice. Practice your positive. And if we're not practicing positivity, guess what? We're accidentally training our brains to be more negative by default. Yeesh. Hey team, welcome to Practice Your Positive Daily. I am Sass and I am here to help you rewire your brain for joy, connection, and resilience. Because let's be honest, life isn't handing out trophies for wishing for a new life. You got to put the reps in. So today I'm asking, what if you've been accidentally reinforcing negativity without realizing it? And more importantly, how do you flip that script? We're going to talk about it in three ways. The first way is deciding to train your mind for real this time, like for real, for real. I used to think I was a pretty positive person. I was a pretty happy person. But if you followed me around with a hidden mic, you'd probably have heard a lot of sighing and saw a lot of eye rolling and muttering things like, oh, of course this was happening, or right? Little snide comments. And one day it hit me. My brain, all those thoughts about me, the judgments, the criticisms of me, the other people, the situation, it was just on autopilot. And the settings were not great. They were set to mostly negative, even though I saw myself as a positive person. I wasn't choosing to be negative, but I also wasn't choosing not to be. It takes that decision. It takes a decision lined up with those actions. So I made that decision very purposely. One evening, I remember the moment where I said, "This is it, Sasser. No more. We're doing this." It wasn't a wish. It wasn't a sometimes thing. It was a decision in my mind. I wrote it down. I said it aloud. I am training my brain for positivity. I am a positive person. That is my default. Positivity is my default. In my boxing days, my coach used to say, winning isn't everything, but wanting to is. And that's it. You need to hone in on that desire for different. It wasn't until my overwhelming desire to just be happy hit me that I made that decision. I didn't go back. I fanned the flame. I created that momentum in time. Think of it like getting married, except this time there's no backseas. Oops, did I say that? But think about it, right? Think about making a commitment. When we make that commitment, we make a commitment and you do it. You say it once, but you do it every day. The same idea when we say love. Love isn't a noun, it's a verb. Being positive is a verb. It takes a decision in your mind and a commitment that from now on, you're going to be positive. All right. Point number 2, check yourself back in. We've talked about this a couple of different ways in different episodes. I'm going to talk about it in a parenting episode in the future. We've talked about it before, this presence. Presence is such a gift, especially in our modern world. At one point after I checked all the boxes of adulthood, I got married, I had a house, I had a career, I realized that most of my time was just checked out. I wasn't working toward a big goal anymore. I wasn't going through school. I wasn't looking for that next career placement. I just was kind of checked out, mindlessly scrolling, online shopping, filling up carts I never even checked out. I don't know, watching reels of dogs befriending ducks and cute outfits. I don't know, you name it. We all know we get sucked into this. And don't get me wrong, it's a blessing. Social media is a blessing. All of this, the fact that I can YouTube from my poem, like this is amazing. But too much of it, when it's not directed toward a goal, I wasn't chilling out. I was checked out. And if I told myself that being on my phone was relaxing, it was a lie. It was a numbing behavior. And I realized that I haven't actually been in my own life. I've just been watching other people live theirs on my phone. And I checked back in. I put the phone down. I actually keep my phone to black and white, which is research has shown that you're less likely to pick it up and it's less entertaining. I make my phone black and white. I don't pick it up. I stopped letting distractions hijack my focus, which gave me so much more time for the things that mattered. When I said I didn't have time, that was an excuse. I wasn't making the time. I was just going on autopilot and scrolling away, not showing up for the things that actually mattered, the real conversations, the big dreams, real growth time after time, real fun in real life. And you maybe are like that too. You might not even realize how much time and energy we are leaking on things that don't serve you. So here's a friendly wake up call. What in your life is getting more attention than it deserves? And how can you redirect that energy into something that's going to fuel your positivity, your growth, your success, your dreams, your relationships, all the things that we want and all the things that we look at when we're on our phone? Let's do them in real life. And point number 3, if you're not working on your positivity, you're accidentally reinforcing your negativity, is that you have to see positivity as a team sport, right? Here's the secret. People change people. No one actually grows in isolation. And sure, there might be times where you need to pull back your energy and spend time in self-reflection, time on that hero's journey. But we have to come down from that monastery, that ivory tower. Self-improvement is an individual effort, but positivity, that's a cooperative team sport. So for me, that meant stepping out of my bubble and engaging more. This really started when I lost my job and I had a lot of free time. And so I would go to yoga a lot. And I was kind of ashamed or embarrassed that the reason I could go to yoga at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday was because I had just lost my first big vice president job. And I shied away, wanting to keep that good feeling to myself. But in time, people started coming up to me and talking to me. And I realized that human interaction after yoga was just as fulfilling as the time spent on my mat. So now I roll up my yoga mat slowly. I walk over, and opportunities, connections happen every time when I just slow down and tap into the other people that are around me. When my daughter asks deeper questions, I'm able to tap in and listen when she blesses me with sharing her feelings, right? I talk to strangers at the grocery store. I talk to the cashiers. So often, even just saying like, hey, how are you, to the person bagging her groceries or somebody at a store, you would be surprised. I'm surprised at how many times people are like, thank you for asking. And you realize we're treating these things as transactional when really they're relationships. This is the good stuff in life. I'll also tag a previous episode talking about slowing down. That is another key for me, is slowing down. It gives me more opportunities to meet people and engage. Listen, we all come in different flavors. I'm pretty outgoing in real life, but you don't need to be a social butterfly to do this. Maybe it's just texting a friend something heartfelt, or choosing a conversation today that goes just a little bit deeper with a coworker or your boss or a neighbor, doing something generous for somebody without expecting anything in return. That's how you train your brain to build better relationships everywhere you go. All right. So positive of the day is your challenge. Catch yourself in a moment of autopilot and flip the script, whether that's, complaining about the traffic, the weather, the people, or it's talking bad about yourself, or it's rushing around feeling like you don't have enough time to do anything. Wherever you can catch something that's autopilot, pull back and reframe it. That's it. That's the practice. That's practicing your positive, are these little moments. I love it. All right, here's the bottom line. If you are not actively working on your positivity, you're accidentally reinforcing negativity. And that's not your fault. That's how we're wired. It's a go-to system. But now that you get to make a choice, right? Free will, huh? So if this hit home if you'd like to hear more ways about rewiring your brain for joy, success, and a life you actually want to be present for. Let's practice this together. All right. I love you.